We are live. Hello, beautiful people. We are live from Costa Rica, coming in live. I am with Luis, and I'm about to do his podcast. But you know how I do things. Everything. I mean, if we can go through different media outlets and share the message, then why not? You know, why not? Beautiful day, 32 degrees. 32 degrees. So this is your show.
Yeah, welcome to the show. We got our biggest guest here ever.
Mm, smells good.
They've been good this week,
Yeah.
haven't they?
Oh, so good, so good. This is the whiskey ones.
Yeah, the whiskey and the cognacs were good.
Yeah.
I want this to be like a. I want it to be like just like a conversation.
Yeah. That's
Like
the best.
I don't want to, and I don't even want to focus on real estate to be honest. I just want to be like just
Whatever.
10,000 foot level.
Whatever the ether allows you to.
Wherever we
And
go.
look, we got people. We got people live.
Oh.
So guys, we're gonna be. This is being taped for your show, by the way, for the people that are just checking in on us and they want to go and watch. Is it gonna be edited or just gonna be like raw?
I might put in my intro at the
Yeah,
beginning, but
yeah.
nothing like
Yeah.
I'll just keep it raw.
So what you want to do is shout out your channel, let them know where they can watch it, and they can go watch. And by the way, they should be supporting all of the channels.
They should be supporting us all.
We got people here live watching us live. By the way, if you guys have questions, you can write it on the right hand side. You'll see there's a chat. You guys can write your questions. We are in Costa Rica. We are live. This is Luis Rivas, head coach of Wealth Genius, and I am the godfather of real estate. If you are just discovering me, if you are on Luis's channel, hey, why don't you come over to my channel, Alfonso Cuadra? Just look me up on the search and subscribe to my channel. Hit the bell to be notified the next time I'm doing a video, and just be plugged in. Just
That's
be
good.
plugged in.
Yeah, just follow us. Just tune in.
This is going to be a really good conversation because we got the Costa Rican rum.
Hello.
Ron.
Hello.
And we're having a good time.
Yeah.
Hopefully not too good because this is live.
Well, we'll keep it PG, right?
We'll keep it PG for sure, for sure. Oh,
I'll take a little squirt there.
yeah. For those of you that are just joining us, there might be some noises coming from the background. We are live. We are sitting in front of this beautiful house that we rented for the week.
Isn't it?
We're getting ready to head towards Playa Grande tomorrow, where we're going to start our retreat. And I am excited about that. What about you?
I feel like kind of like pins and needles. Like when you're waiting for something big to happen, like you're anticipating a little something, something.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm feeling like I don't want to sound cliche, but I just feel like something's gonna go down. Like
We're gonna have
lives are gonna change. and all that.
well, you know what happens is, during these retreats, and you know, I think I'm on my 10th one. Um, each time we fine tune the process, and as a facilitator, the job is to make sure that people are as comfortable as possible, so they can be as vulnerable as possible. And the the more we work on the group, the deeper each individual attendee can go, the more vulnerable we can get. This is when we start changing lives because a lot of people, so there's going to be about 25 people participating in the next 5 days. And a lot of these people, they probably don't even realize it. They're probably getting their stuff together. They're getting their flip flops. They're getting their
Yeah.
their lotion.
Yeah.
It's not about sun tanning and flip flops, even though we are in a beautiful environment, but it's about discovery. And a lot of these people, I'm gonna bet that they've never had an opportunity to even reflect on their lives or even go deep. And so there's going to be a lot of vulnerability. With that comes change, because yourself to be vulnerable in a safe space, and talk about the things that you really want and the things that are really holding you back. That's when real change happens. That's been my experience. Oh, more people, guys. I want you to comment on the right hand side
Where do you see them here?
up
The three?
here. Yeah. So I want you to, who's ever there, and as you guys are coming in, comment on the right hand side. We want to know where you're coming from. We want to know where you are right now. Right now, we are in Costa Rica, baby, and we're just getting prepared for our retreat. We're having this beautiful conversation with Luis, I'm going to smoke the cigar.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. A lot of people are going to be coming to this retreat, and they're going to be in paradise, right? They're going to be. This is paradise, right? This is our backyard, bro. We grew up. We were hatched here,
Yeah.
and so this is like this whole piece of land. This tiny little piece of land is like it's very near and dear to us. So every time I'm in this neck of the woods, I feel something.
Yeah.
I feel like call it nostalgia, call it like homesickness, call it like guilt because
I
I'm
feel it.
not there. What do you feel?
I feel the same way. Like, for a lot of people, they immigrate or they go somewhere. Um, they go somewhere, abroad, or they immigrate to another country or whatnot. Don't go back.
Yeah.
And so, especially from Latin America, especially if you came from a war-torn country,
Mm,
because when we immigrated and we came as refugees, we immigrated in the '80s.
mhm.
There was nothing to go back to,
No,
right?
that was not an option.
Yeah. So we build our lives in Canada, right? In North America. That's kind of where I've built my life. That kids are. That's where my investments are. This is home is. But when I started to explore, now in my later teens, when I got into a little bit of money, I wanted to travel, and I didn't want to go to like Jamaica, not because I find anything wrong with Jamaica. I always wanted to go somewhere in Latin America. And I think the first place that I went to was Dominican Republic. And instantly I felt at home.
Same.
And it was something that it's like embedded in the back of your mind of like how home is.
Hmm.
And that you never forget that, no matter how young you come. And then I went to El Salvador. I went back home in '98. And I've made it a mission to travel to as many Latin American countries, and if I choose to go on a vacation, I always want to go somewhere where they're speaking Spanish, because it's like it feels like home. Doesn't matter if it's Colombia, if it's Venezuela, if it's even in Florida,
Yeah,
I feel at home.
Miami.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So it's the language that connects everyone, unites everyone, culture that comes behind it.
mhm.
Two Latino people can really understand each other.
Yeah.
Woo! What's going on, guys? I'm not sure if we are seeing the chats. Maybe it's in front of the no, don't worry. If we're not seeing it, it might be it might get bumped up.
Yeah, so let's talk about El Salvador for a minute,
The
because it's
motherland.
going through a big metamorphosis, right? It's becoming this. It's cocooning, and what's emerging is this beautiful butterfly. Uh, how does that like? I know it's on top of your mind almost daily, right?
Yeah,
What what do you feel about like? How does that feel?
it's surreal.
Yeah,
For the longest time, people ask me, "Where are you from?" And I say, "Central America."
yeah. And then the next question is where?
Where? And then I'm like, "Well, I'm from, my grandparents. I'm from Nicaragua. I was born in this place, El Salvador. You probably never heard of it." They're like, "No, what is it? That should I go there?" I'm like, "No, don't go there."
Yeah, same.
There's a stigma. I wish we didn't get an ashtray.
Just go here.
Yeah,
We'll get it after.
don't don't tell the owners. But there's a stigma, It's it's politically driven, media driven. There's a lot of people that had their hands in El Salvador. It's a small little country that no one really cared about, you know. For the past 40 years, it's been in turmoil.
Mm.
There's war, instability. When I was there was war and instability, and we left because of that reason. But after the people that stayed, I mean, a lot of people left, but a lot of people stayed. And after the war was done, yeah, people have been fighting. There's peace now, but people are still hungry, and what they don't have any food, but they got guns, and
Hmm.
so they started gang banging. Um, a lot of that came from all the people that went to the U.S. illegally and lived in Los Angeles.
Picked
Yeah,
up some bad
yeah,
habits.
and then they all at some point in the '90s they were just getting all deported daily, and so there's just been this aura of negativity around El Salvador to the point where people couldn't even go outside. My uncle, um, my uncle had a job at a university bridge to
Oh,
cross a bridge,
wow.
and so if you can imagine, like you're paying this toll and you're gonna make the same thing at work, so why even go to work? So people were pretty much prisoners.
Under
Yeah,
house
under
arrest,
house arrest. Yeah,
hostage.
it's like people talk about the COVID situation. Oh, I can't go outside and I can't do this, I can't do that.
Mm.
That was for 2 years at the very maximum. This was like for the past 40 years in El Salvador. So 4 years ago, we elected a new president, Bukele, and he came with a lot of hope for people. And they did the work and they started to improve things. The problem is, how can you improve when there's so much negativity?
Yeah.
It's almost like you need a reset. But how do you create that reset? Because there's like, you can't just go arresting everybody, right?
Right.
And so the things improved and then they got worse. I think 2020, by the way, these are just, I'm just remembering these stats. So, who's ever watching, they can go and look it up for themselves. But we were like on a homicide level, 5,000 homicides a year. It's a crumb if you look at it
Yeah.
like from the world perspective. There's a little crumb called El
Yeah.
Salvador. And so, biggest murder rate, biggest crime infested country. Nothing but negative. There was no tourism. There's zero going on.
Mm.
And then they had, I think, I can't remember. I'm trying to translate this into English, but it was like the bloody weekend or something. In one weekend, there was like 187 homicides, and it was just, it was kind of out of control. And they deemed it safer in Afghanistan than in El Salvador at
Wow.
that time, murder capital of the world.
Insane.
And so the president, he said, this is terrorism. This is not criminal activity. This is not gang violence. This is terrorism.
Terrorism.
And so he used the terrorist act to engage the military, and they went and they incarcerated thousands of people within a very short amount of time. I think right now there's 122,000 people incarcerated, and it was a very like really drastic measure that was taken during a drastic time. And people talk about human rights, and I agree. I see how someone from the outside could say, "Wow, there was all these incarcerations. Did these people, go through proper uh,
Due
court, yeah,
process.
due process and all that. And I can see from the world that from
Outside looking
looking
in.
in, but when there is 5,000 homicides a year, the people that are dead, their families, we're